Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sagi Fogwe podcast. I am so happy for this show today. I'm super excited. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, or mother figures, or if you inspire any kid in your life, you are a mother. And we have a very powerful panel today. It's all mothers. They're coming on to talk about what they do, and hopefully inspire somebody to get out of their comfort zone and do something that they have not done before because they thought they couldn't do it. But this show today, the goal is to make sure that we change one person's mind. We're all about changing mindsets. Change one person's mind that no, I can't, from no, I can't do it, to yes, I can do it, and I can reach out for help. I can seek somebody's help. I can delegate something and still get it done. So without further ado, I'm going to bring these ladies up here, and hopefully technology works with me because we're still learning this thing, learning how to manage it, to be, a producer and technical person and everything. So, okay. So I think I got everybody. There we go. Welcome, ladies.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. Thank you guys so much. I know people could be out celebrating Mother's Day, and you guys decided to spend it with me. I know Olivia will kind of have to slip out here. I'm already calling you out. She has to slip out here. Today's her husband's birthday, so she gets a pass.
Wow.
She gets
Absolutely.
a pass. Hey, Mr. Kari, happy birthday from the
Hey.
lady.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Mr. Kari.
Thank you.
All
ladies.
right, so we'll go around. So the way we'll do this, that way we don't drag the show out and it's too long. I'll ask questions, I'll direct it to each person, but if you have something to add to that question, even if I direct it to somebody, you can add on to, whatever. If you have something really burning in you, just indicate, and just add on, because we're having a conversation today. It's really, we want to showcase what we do and be proud about what we do. I know we are, but most of the times we do a lot of things and we're in the closet. We're not letting people know what we do, and people don't know what you do. So that's what this show is about. So I'm going to start with Emmeline. I'm just going to go across my screen. Emmeline, introduce yourself, then Olivia, then Lesley, then Sheila, and we'll go from there. And of course, everybody knows me, Sagi Fogwe, the host. Go ahead, Emmeline.
Hi, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. Lovely mothers. Thank you for the great work that you all do. So my name is Emmel Teh. I am a registered nurse, precisely a psychiatric nurse at the moment. And I am also a digital business owner because I run a digital marketing business. I live in Virginia in the United States of America. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
And a little bit more about family. She's my cousin, by the way. That's my little
Okay.
cousin. We haven't seen each other for years. You won't believe
I
it.
know.
But we still need to catch up, but a little bit more. How many
Oh,
kids?
okay.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yes,
So
so
they
I
get to
am a
know you.
mother of two lovely kids. My first is a boy, he's 18, he's in college, a freshman, he's home actually. And the second is 5 years old, who is keeping me really busy. But I'm still trying to put everything together.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Olivia, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Sagi, for inviting me to be on the panel today. I'm really excited, and I'm glad that I could have some time for us today. So my name is Olivia Kari. I reside in San Antonio, Texas. I'm a Linux system administrator. We manage and maintain Linux-based computer systems and network, and scary stuff. like And then I'm married. I have two kids. I have a 12 going on 13-year-old boy, and I have a 10-year-old son, who is under the spectrum, with autism and speech delay. So I try not to look like my problems, right? Because it's a challenge, right? I think that's one of the things that makes motherhood different in everyone's area, right? Because you don't know the struggles some of these mothers go through. You put on that bright face and you show up there, but you have that battle that you have to go. So today is that kind of day that I'm going to tell anyone on this show today. I'm encouraging you. it's going to be hard. There's stuff that you might not comprehend, but when we're alive, it means there's still hope. So again, I'm excited to be here, and I cannot wait to connect with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia. Thank you. And thank you for sharing that, because, a lot of people, they think it's easy, to be a mom, and then when you have a child who's also special needs, it's even it adds another level to it. And for you being transparent and being able to, to share, that, I appreciate you doing that. And you can go into it a little bit more, when you're talking about your,
Yeah,
your balancing,
sure.
as much as you're willing to share, obviously. So all right,
Yeah.
go ahead, Lesley.
All right. Hi, my name is Lesley. I am a realtor here in Minnesota. First off, I want to wish a happy Mother's Day to every mother, every auntie, sister, or father who's been acting like a mother. I am excited to be here today for the second time, so I feel so special. I am a realtor here in Minnesota. I am also a pharmacist. I do pharmacy work very part-time.
I
And
like that. Very part-time. I like that part.
real estate has been my life. I enjoy doing that. I have 3 kids. They are all grown now, sort of. My oldest is 18, almost 19. The second is 15. And the last one just turned 11. So it has gotten a lot easier for me now that they are much more independent, but trying to balance pharmacy and real estate and everything, it's not easy, but we just keep on pushing on.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing. Sorry, I'm getting text messages too asking for the
It's
link,
okay.
even though I had shared the link. God, guys, get on and share the link. Forward it, forward it, forward it to other people. Post
Yeah.
it on your social media. Go ahead, Sheila.
Yes, thank you, Sagi. It's always a blessing to be here. And beautiful ladies, happy Mother's Day. I'm Sheila Ngol'Esueh, and my family and I live in Dallas, Texas. I have 2 children. They are 7 and 6. I love being a mother. That's one of the big surprises of my life. I didn't know that being a mother, I will love it this much. It doesn't mean that it's not difficult. I just love being a mother. And I run a nonprofit called Sea Life. We do marketplace work, leadership. We train leaders and young professionals in Cameroon, Africa. And we believe that Africa's biggest problem is not poverty. Of course, Cameroon's biggest problem is not poverty, it's a leadership problem. So if we train the next generation of leaders not to look like, not to be ones that are thinking only about themselves, but thinking about others, then we will raise a country that we all want to go back to, or a country that we want to invest in, or a country that we just want to be proud of and enjoy. So I'm very glad to be here and love to get into the conversation.
Yep. All right. So let's get right into this so we don't keep people in suspense. I know they're waiting to hear your brilliant mind. So I'm going to start with Olivia. So Olivia, talk about the family situation. You already kind of, talked a little bit about it. Talk about the family situation, how the family motivates you to do what you do, everything that you do. Basically your why. What drives you? What gets you going every day, gets your juices all, all unentangled so that you can do what you do.
Thank you, Sagi, for that question. Like I mentioned when I was introducing myself, having a family with that has, I'll call it as it is, that has specifics, because at this point, being a mom of 2 kids, one who is um bright and plays in soccer team, and another who would want to be at home and want to be in his shell and being picky with what he eats, and has therapy and stuff. It's challenging because maybe I could have had it the easy way. Maybe I could have had like, okay, drop his kids off at soccer and then maybe have some time to myself, but I don't. because I have to make time for both kids, and they're completely two special individuals, as I usually call them, because um, it's I have to fit in their lifestyle. I don't have to discriminate. I have to still make time for each and every one of them. I have to make sure they're satisfied. I have to make sure both of them are happy, which is usually challenging at times because having a kid with non-verbal, it is hard to comprehend at times what they want. So that drove me to that is a drive that I had to everything I've achieved today in the US, because I have to fight for my kids. I have to be there for him at this point because I'm his speech, I'm his ears, everything, so that keeps me on my feet. That makes me want to go to work in the morning because I need to be strong for them. And my husband, like I mentioned, we're celebrating his birthday today, is like a classmate. We met in Form 5, like I say, in secondary school in Cameroon. And we have gone through the thick and thin. That's many years. And so that push that I have for the kids, he is also a factor. There's a difference between being a dad and a father, and many people don't understand that, but I see it because being having two kids, because let's go back to mothers, having kids that you need so much special attention, it can cause friction in your home. I swear, I don't know about anybody, but I'm going to be honest with that. It can cause friction in your home because maybe you, the mom, has a patience. I had to develop that patience, to listen, to look at him, to know what he wants. At first it was not easy for my husband. He was like, okay, I cannot do this anymore. Like, I don't get what's happening. But then we need to push because we have someone who is depending on us. So when Sagi invited me today, I was like, you know what? This is something I don't usually talk about, but I'm gonna talk about it today. Because we might have a mom out there who has just given up. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna do my hair. I'm not gonna look cute because I have so many things going on. No, you have a long road ahead of you. You have to get out there. You have to go to work. You have to look cute. Attend your parties. Get a nanny if you can, and keep your kids at home and go get fun. There is no way. Sahi knows me already. There is no
Oh
way
yeah.
I'm gonna stop that. At first it took a toll on me. I won't lie. At first it took a toll on me. Like, okay, when I'm out there, I'm like, oh, I'm so guilty. But I'm blessed because the days go by and so many things improve, like being independent on his own and doing his stuff. So I'm like, okay, so now I can also go out there into the world. So, but again, I'm using this as a word of encouragement to anyone watching the Sai Fogwe podcast today. Please do not be discouraged. Seek help. Look for. I do not join any groups or stuff like that. My inspiration came only from my kids and my husband. Like, I need to make this work because they are dependent on me as a mother.
Thank you, Olivia. I thank you for being, this transparent about your family. These two, I mean, I don't see them every day, but I watch her on social media. This is a young couple that makes marriage look good. They make marriage look so good and cute. They love each other. If you're not close to her, you won't even know that she has what she has going on at home, because her husband plays soccer. They are the most supportive group in San Antonio. They're known to be the cheerleaders for their husbands, and they'll put on their jerseys
Yeah.
with their husband's name on it, and they are supportive. And you should see them together. They make marriage look good, and that's one of those things that we should encourage other people. Yes, you have stuff going on, but
Mhm.
you can still have a life. You can
Yes.
still have a quality of life. You can still make it look really good. In the sense that we're not saying that. I mean, I know we say fake it till you make it, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes we say that, but we're not saying that go out, show this Facebook appearance, and then in the background you're suffering. No, that's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying be real and be vulnerable, like we are on this show today. We're going to be vulnerable because we're bearing our souls, but we're also bragging about the things that we're achieving, the things that we can do, as mothers, as wives, as whatever we are. So I'll go ahead and move on to Emmeline.
Saye, could I just jump in here?
Yes.
Just so that Olivia, you know that even on this show, you're not alone. My sister, so I have a nephew, two nephews that are autistic, and so she had twins, and both of them are autistic. One is a little bit on the higher spectrum than the
I
other. So we as a family are learning about this. She's very vocal. She shares her whole life on Instagram. That helps her, and she has a very supportive community. And so, but we as the family, we are also learning what that looks like and how to just be there, be an auntie. I'm learning how to be an auntie with them, and so forth. So just sharing that, especially in our community, I think I'm just grateful that you brought that up. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sheila.
Yeah. Thanks, Sheila, for sharing. And, and like I said, after this show, you ladies, we can connect. I'll share everybody's contact information because you never know where your support can come from. And I'm very grateful to be that platform that can bring, different people together. And then, if you get some inspiration from someone else, that will be wonderful. So let's go to Lesley. So Lesley, talk about your business and what got you started, because I know this lady, I admire her. She's my inspiration on social media when it comes to showcasing what she's not shy about what she's doing. She's good. She has all these little things that she does, and to advertise her business, and she's proud about what she does, and that's what it should be. You should be proud about it. So go ahead, talk about what got you started, and your business, and what inspires you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started out as a pharmacist. I love my job. I've never had a problem with it. I worked in long-term care. So we don't get to see patients. We don't have the stress that other pharmacists have. But along the line, after a few years, I realized that my income was growing slower than inflation rate. And I started thinking to myself, I said, I need to find ways to diversify my income. And what better way to go about that? Everybody says real estate is the best way to build wealth. And so I decided that I'll go into real estate as an investor. And while thinking about it, I said, I may as well get a license. I feel like if I get a license, I'll be able to get information faster, or I'll be able to know how to do it a lot better. So after I got my license, I still did not have time to do any real estate work because I was working full time, taking care of family. But then at some point, it hit me that the dues and just the financial obligations of owning that license is way, like I can say, about 8 times more than trying to maintain my pharmacy license. So it was costing me so much money. And then I said to myself, you know what? If I have to be paying all this money, I may as well use this, at least make the money from the career. So I started telling people that I am in real estate. A few people trusted me with their business, sold a few houses. And then I am one of those people, when I do something, I have to be extremely good at it. So I said I needed more time. I need time. I need time to master this career. But of course, the time was never there. And somehow, secretly, as I was wishing that I would have more time, I just kept saying, what would happen if I could still make the money that I make as a pharmacist and not have to work? And then I got laid off. So I had a severance pay about 6 months. I was like, oh, God has answered my prayer. So while others were going back to find other jobs, like, oh, I'm going to have 2 jobs now, double the income, I said, no, this is my one in a lifetime opportunity to master this profession. I went to my brokerage. I said, I want to be paired with one of the top realtors. I said, I don't care if I make any money, if they take all my commissions. I want to learn this fast and the right way. And so we met in the office 8 hours a day for those 6 months. He would teach me, it was an African American man. He would teach me the right way to go about it, the way to talk, the way to counter, like when people, the rejections that you get, how you need to respond to that. And then every day we'll practice, and then we'll meet again and just discuss what went wrong, what didn't go wrong, what we can do to change that. We have appointments, we go to our practice, and I say, oh no, that's not good. You have to change. So after those 6 months, I was confident that I was extremely good. I was getting clients everywhere. And then I decided to not go back to pharmacy right away. Gave it about a year. And then while I was still trying to grow that business. So after a year, I just said, I'm not worried. I don't want to lose my pharmacy license. Maybe I should at least find something to do. So I went back, got a job. I'm working 1 to 2 days a week now in the pharmacy, but I spend most of my time in real estate. At first, I had to do a lot of cold calling, which I hated so much because the rejections, the insults, I just couldn't take it. So I had to find a way to make my business grow without me having to call people that they have to reach out to me. So I turned on to social media. I'm creating ads, educating people, and not just home buyers, homeowners, just everyone who owns a home. And a lot of people, it's just short 10 seconds, 1 minute, 30 seconds. So people will watch it and they will learn from it. It doesn't matter if you're buying or you're not buying, but people seem to be benefiting from that. And now they will call and say, hey, I'm looking to buy. Oh, I know this person who is looking to buy. I'm going to refer them to you. And that's how I get my clients now. So it's been working. So I'm happy for the results I've achieved so far.
And she even has her daughter. Her daughter does some of the ads with her. Her daughter, I watch her daughter too. Her daughter's intentional too. Like she's gonna be good. She's already, and that legacy, that's what we're talking about here as mothers. Whatever we're doing, passing it on, making sure that the next generation also, they're looking at you, they're admiring what you do, and you don't have to be ashamed of what you do, and not have to separate your two worlds like it is in corporate America, where you have to take off, like, the business I'm in on that platform, you don't have to take off your faith hat to walk in there. I don't have to act a different way in the corporate world and then come to my business and act a separate way. I can be seamless and bring that with me and bring my family with me. That's a beautiful part about it, because you don't have to be, separating those worlds. And, I love that you've pulled your daughter in and she's able to do that with you. And that's, that also helps with the balance, which kind of gets me into that next question, which I'll throw to Emmeline here. How do you balance life, work, your business, and still keep it together? And I'm still looking at my baby cousin like this little girl. She's all grown up now with two kids.
All right. Thank you so much, Sagi. I really, really appreciate this forum that you have, this podcast that you made today. Yeah. So, like I said, I am a registered nurse full time, and I am doing this online business full time as well. So I've been a registered nurse since 2017. Before then, I was an LPN. So I got some experience and I've worked in many different settings as well. But working as a nurse in the US, I thought it had money though. I love my job.
They lied to us.
It's so fulfilling to me. I do love it.
Oh,
But
it
we need
doesn't
the
have
money
money?
too.
That's what we
Yeah,
No,
thought.
we need the money
no.
too. Because of course I paid to go to college. So I need to pay my student loan as well. We need the money too. So working as a nurse, the money wasn't coming, just like Lesley said.
Yeah.
I needed more. Each
Yeah.
and every day I needed more and more. And I wasn't seeing how the money was coming in. I worked 2 jobs. Uncle Sam will take most of it though.
Oh, yeah.
3 jobs, you still don't see anything. So I had been looking for something that I could do, but I did not want any job that I'll have to go clock in and clock out again. I did not want any W-2 job. I was looking for something which is legit, something that I can work from the comfort of my home as well, and something that I can do and I'll still have time. So you can imagine trying to balance up all those things. I needed time, freedom, especially with my daughter. Actually, I started the business last year when my son was going to college. It was like I would pull off my hair because it was so stressful. trying to get him into one of the best colleges here in Virginia, going through the orientation tours, and it was really, really hectic. And for a single mom, because I'm proud to say it, I'm a single mother, pulling two kids together and all these other things. Thank God, I'm blessed that my mom is always around, though she traveled, but she'll be coming back soon. Who has always been, she's been of so much help to me.
Yeah.
So I needed something to supplement my income and something that will give me time freedom, because I said I cannot leave my 5-year-old at home and be running around doing all these multiple nursing jobs. That's why I stayed with my one full-time nursing job that I work 3 nights, and the rest of the time I use it to run my online business from the comfort of my home, from the comfort of the beach. I just need internet access and my phone or a laptop. But with my phone, I use my phone to do almost everything though. Just before we logged in, I was having some technical issues. I just told my sis, I said, you know what, I'll use my phone because my
Yes.
son is not home. He does computer engineering. If he was here, he would just come touch things around and he will fix it for me. But he's
Thank God
not
for
home.
them.
So I'm like, you know what, let me go with my phone. That's what I know how
Mhm.
to use. So balancing, the time and all these hats that I have on, I really, really work on a schedule. Yeah. I use the planner on my phone. My son taught me how to do that because he was like, you buy this expensive phone, you don't even know how to use it. I'm like, show me. All I want is just show me what to do. So he pulled it up. I strictly follow a planner because there are appointments all over the place. My daughter too has so many appointments. She's in special education. My sister, you are not alone. We are many in this thing. Yeah. So I have millions of appointments, her appointments, the brother's appointments, my own appointments. Thank God he can drive. So with like his appointments, I'm like, you are 18 now, you can go to the doctor. Just go. You can go to the dentist, schedule your appointment, have the card, go do whatever you're doing there and just let me know. So I really, really work on a strict schedule. My schedule at work, my manager, I give them, we have a court order. So I work fixed days and I don't pick up like extra shifts or switch around my schedule because I'm so inflexible. Unless my mom is here, then I can consider, switching around or whatever shift I want to work. But I have a fixed schedule there. And the rest of the things, I use a planner. So like even my Facebook content and stuff which I post, I use the Facebook business planner. I schedule those posts like maybe for a week, 2 weeks. It just depends on the time that I have and what I want to post, and they just release them, as the day and time reaches. So, like I said, I use a planner.
The planner, yeah. So
Yeah.
if anybody gets anything out of that, is planner, and also keeping relationships with your family so that they can
Yep.
be there for you to leverage. Because we
Yes.
burn bridges with family members, and then when it's time, when it's time that you need help, there's nobody there for you. So
Yeah.
keeping a relationship with family and planner. So I'll go to Sheila and Olivia. Keep me on task. Just indicate whatever point you need to slip out. Let me know. How
Me with
many
that
minutes
one.
do you have?
After Sheila, the next question I can have that, and then I'll
And then you
apologize
can,
before I leave.
bow out. Okay, that's fine. That's fair. Okay, so Sheila, what advice do you have to people who are scared to venture into something new? You're the queen of venturing into the unknown, led by the spirit. So, so speak to people who are out there. They're in their little comfort zone and in a box. They don't want to do anything new because they're afraid that they cannot do it all. So speak to people like that.
Yes, thank you, Sagi. I love this. I get my inspiration from the Lord. I'm a Christian, and I spend time daily in God's word and prayer. So without, of course, it's not perfect every time, but I try to have that quiet time. For me, it's usually in the morning, when everyone else is asleep. And so that is when I can think, I can spend time in reading God's word, and the big one is being able to think. I find it, I don't know if it's because I'm growing older, ladies, but I find it more and more my environment is so noisy and moving so fast that I feel sometimes that I can't think, I can't even hear my thoughts. So being able to have that time that is just your you time, that you can think, you can meditate, that really helps you get a clear perspective. And so the clear perspective is being able to show you what direction you can move in next. um, and for me, all the different things that I've moved into have either been because I have that quiet time, or circumstances, like some of you wonderful ladies said, circumstances. I lost a job, so I needed to pivot quickly. That's one of Sagi's favorite word. So that pushes me outside of that comfort zone to the next phase. And what I have realized is when I go to a new phase, and I start applying myself, if I get some success from it, I lean into that and gain the skills. And then sometimes the season passes, and so when that season passes, I move on to the next. I used to think that I was just one label. Now I'm realizing even more and more that through the course of my life, I'm several labels depending on the season. Okay, so I would just talk to anyone who is considering moving to something new, that the real joy of that is just taking that next step towards that area, even when you fail, because the journey of success is a number of failures in our organization, Sea Life. One of the things I tell staff, especially when they are new, is that you are permitted to fail here. And I've had directors that when they leave in their exit report, that's one thing they share with me, like, thank you for saying that right off the bat, that I can fail. Because failure is creating an environment where creativity can prevail. So yeah, so just do it. It's not a cliche, really. You just have to do it, and then as you start doing it, you start leaning into the things that you're doing very well.
All right. Thank you so much, Sheila. Thank you. Thank you for that response. That really helps, the clarity, having that clarity, because we're so busy. We keep moving, and we don't stop to smell the roses. We don't stop to smell the coffee, or, just to take stock. And it's very important to have that moment for clarity. So I'm gonna the next question will be for Olivia. That way she can, we can give her permission to exit and save me a birthday cake. A piece of birthday cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next question is about our community. How can we, as a community, make sure that we can still do the things we're doing, we can collaborate with each other without feeling threatened, without feeling like we're stepping on each other's toes, without having that guilt of, I can't reach out to Lesley because, maybe we're kind of crossing paths over, we kind of do the same thing, but I can't reach out to her, or I don't want to call Emmeline or Sheila or, Olivia for whatever reason. Talk to our community about collaboration and how beautiful that can be if we really, really hone into it.
All right. Thank you for that question. Um, so let me just go back to what Emmeline said, right? When she said nursing, they don't make money. I was like, are you sure they don't make money? Because, for example, when we got here, the first thing they'll tell you is to be a nurse,
Yeah.
and that maybe you were not born to be one, right? So a lot of people venture into those things because maybe in those days that we'll see, they say, oh, that RN, you make money and stuff like that. So you
Mhm.
are trying to get into that RN, not just because you want to survive, but you want to compare with somebody. Maybe that person is living the life that you are looking at from the other. You don't even know what she's going through. Just like Emmeline said, like this thought there's a lot of money in it. So if you're in a community and this person is an RN, this person is a scrum master, a realtor, like all of us on this panel, different walks of life. You are not going in there because you want to be Lesley or you want to be Sheila. You're going there because you want to be yourself. Like you love what Sheila is doing and you want to get it. You're not comparing with her. We have that a lot, especially maybe I'll just throw it out there in our Cameroonian communities. We see it all the time. That little comparison, it kills everything. We know where we come from. I don't know about any other person. I know where I come from. We came here for a better life. We came here because maybe it was not going so well back home. Because of course the people back home, they are doing great. They're having building their homes, driving these cars and having good jobs. But maybe I did not have that, so I had to seek greener pasture elsewhere. So when we are here, you are my family now. My community is my family. If something happens to me today before they get my dad in Cameroon, you are the one who have to take care of me here. So how do we do it? Just like Saeed asked, like how do we do it without stepping on each other's toes? Be open, be transparent in your ways. If I'm coming to Leslie, for example, and I'm talking about I want to be a realtor, I don't have to have second aims behind it. Like, I don't feel wait. I just want to Leslie to open that door. Let me get in and then, sabotage her and then get over it. Go there because you're genuine. Go there because that's something that you have always admired. You have always loved. We've watched videos. I'm a social media person. When these realtors, when they're closing homes and stuff like that, maybe that's something that you admire, not even for the money. That's something that you want to do. So when you're going to Leslie, take that part. Don't envy. It is hard. I know, like you want to live that person's life. But if you keep doing that, the community is going to break because at the end of the day, instead of having five realtors being in a little group and sharing their ideas, you all are going to be separate, right? Sabotaging each other. Maybe somebody called me and said, "Oh, I'm trying to get a house." I'm like, but I had a contact and the person is less. I'm like, "No, don't go there. You're already killing it." So I think you have to, if you have to build a community, you have to go there with an open mind. You have to be genuine. You have to be true to yourself at the beginning. That's what I think. Like, what do you want from this person? Why do I want to be an RN? Is it because I'm, envious of this person's life? Is it because I want to save life? Is it because I want money? Because of course, all of us are working because we want
Oh
money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think. Don't get into um in the community, don't get into maybe a job or an adventure because you envy that person, but do it because of you, do it because you want to change your life, do it because you have family back home that you need to send money to, do it because of your kids that you have that you need to raise, do it because of these bills that we have in the US that you need to pay them, and not to hurt another person in the community. This is a family that we have. Again, we all have family back home, but this is what we have here. You have to deal with these people. These are the people that you spend those Christmas days with. Not everybody goes home for Christmas. This is a person that you cry with when you have problems, person that you celebrate with. So rather than step on their toes, make it a family.
Yeah.
I know it's hard. And if I ask everybody to share their own story about the community, maybe everybody has something to say.
Oh yeah.
Keep pushing because this is a family that we have now. There's no two way about it. We have to deal with our environment. We have to deal with everyone around. So again, before I leave, I really do apologize. Um, if we are all mothers here, if you have a partner, they will tell you that they don't want anything on their birthday. I don't know if I'm the only one. And then that day comes. Yeah, because I'd already agree with Sagi, I'm going to be and stuff like that. And I say, it's your birthday. It's like, no, nothing is happening. Nothing. Don't worry about it. Um, can you just do something small? Like,
What small thing? We don't do things small and last minute.
again, so that's why I cannot be here because I have people
No,
downstairs already. But I
no,
had
you're
to honor
good.
this. I'm so grateful to meet you all. Sagi, please share my contact.
I will.
I'll try to follow you all. If you're on Facebook, I've seen your names. I'll try to follow you
Yeah.
all on Facebook. And so we can keep this together. And thank you again so much.
Yeah.
Happy
No.
Mother's Day to all.
Thank
Happy
you. Happy
Mother's
Thank
Day.
you.
Mother's Day.
Thank
Happy
you.
Thank
Mother's
you.
Yeah,
Day.
thank you for this time you spent with us. We appreciate it. Tell
Thank
him
you,
happy
Sagi.
birthday.
I'll keep in touch.
Absolutely.
We'll chat later on.
Yes. All
Bye
right.
for now.
Bye. Bye, Olivia.
Bye.
All right, ladies. So it's on us now. Let's talk about self-care. It's very important because yeah, we're out there helping everybody, being super moms, being super wives, or super women. And sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves. So Lesley, how do you do self-care? I know, I mean, I don't see that being a problem for you.
Well, I'm fortunate to be in a profession where a lot of the things that I do on my phone. So I can be everywhere, enjoying life and working.
Yeah.
So, but personally, for self-care, I know my limits. I mean, I can work most days, I'm working about 14, 16 hours or more. Even when I work at the pharmacy on those days, I still put in at least 8 hours of real estate work. But I listen to my body. Like when I'm tired, I just shut everything down and I really sleep. Even if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll tell myself I need some more sleep. I spare no expense going to the hair beauty shop to get my hair done. Learn how to do my makeup. I get to do that. I go get my nails done. I mean, I'm also in an industry where you have to look good. If you go around looking anyhow, people will just look at this person. So, I mean, I try, but most importantly, because even with working everywhere I go, it gets to be a lot. So I try, like on weekends, we have parties, we have all those things. I just go and sit down. I'm not doing anything, but just by me looking at people being happy, having fun, that gets to relieve some of that stress. And then I can start my work week back on Monday. And yeah, we'll get to work 24/7. I mean, we're living a 9 to 5 job, thinking, hey, we don't want to put in 8 hours of work. And then now you're working around the clock because the job demands that. But I try to take the opportunity every time I have, go on trips, go on vacation. I can still work while I'm doing all that, but I just really try to personally invest in myself.
Yeah, very important. We need it. We need to pull back sometimes. Yeah. So Sheila, go ahead. Self care.
When you said self-care, I said, Sagi, why are you picking on me?
We've had this conversation. We've said that we need to schedule a day to go to the spa.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You and I have
Oh my goodness. I have to be honest here. I can do so much better with that. I mean, I've come a long way, but yeah, I could do so much better. I listen to my body a little bit more. But in terms of, I schedule a lot of things, but I would not say I schedule the time to maybe just go get my nails done or just relax and all that. So definitely
Okay,
can do
I'm making
better.
a pledge.
So you need to work on that.
Step in, yes.
Absolutely.
I'm making a pledge to step in. We need to make that better.
Yes,
I'll have
yes.
to talk with Divine. Divine has to, we have to arrange some days when Divine he's a super dad anyways, so but where it's like today is Sheila's day. She's not lifting a finger today. So
Please, it takes a community, so it'll be great.
yeah, so Sheila needs to work on that. So
Mhm.
we'll put that on the notes. We're gonna work on that. Emmeline, self-care.
I know. Well, I'm not really a makeup person, but I have so many other things that,
Yeah.
I try to do to relieve the stress. Like I go on walks. I used to go to the gym, but lately I have just been so sluggish. I don't know why. Yeah, I used to go to the gym like 2 times a week, but now I don't go anymore. And it's getting warm and beautiful outside. So I go on walks with my daughter because she loves being out. If she doesn't see outside any given day, they know that you'll be in trouble. So we go out every day. So even during the holidays or weekends, we must go out for a walk. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then I try to stay connected too with family and loved ones. Yeah.
yeah.
I know I've not taken a vacation in a while. I'm thinking of doing that this year.
Dallas
Yeah.
is available.
We were in Dallas 2 years ago, though. We saw mommy. We went all the
Yeah,
way.
she saw mommy, but not me. You hear that? She just
Oh,
reported herself. She saw
That's
mommy.
true.
I hope mommy is watching. Mommy. She
So
saw mommy.
we saw mommy and pa, but anyway, that's true though. Yeah, so we'll think about it. I know I
All
set
right.
myself up.
No, but the self-care is very important.
True.
So I'm turning 50 this year, and
Oh wow.
yes,
Congratulations,
the
that's
big
awesome.
50.
The big 50.
So I've become more intentional about
Mhm.
taking care of myself. Like I used to be not, it wasn't part of it. It had to be about everybody else but me. But now they know in my house. Even I have a nail shop next door to
Oh wow.
work. And I'll leave at lunch and go do my nails, or I'll get off work and stop there and take that hour or whatever just for me. I haven't done the massage in a while, but I used to do that. Just go get me a hot stone massage, you know, just to,
Yeah.
yeah, because it gets to that point where you have to sit back and say, all this work I'm doing, if I'm not here, how many minutes am I going to be missed for, especially when it comes to when
Yeah.
you're clocking in and clocking out
That's very
at that
true.
job. How many minutes before they start interviewing your replacement?
Yeah.
you
Right
know
away.
and even in your business, if your name is not on the door, you might be at a business place, but if your name is not on the door, you will be replaced. So we have to take that moment to take care of ourselves. The working out, I'm still working on it. I used to be 4 days a week, so Emmeline, I'm with you. I went last Tuesday. I haven't gone back yet. I have to go back again. But yesterday I played pickleball during a team building event. I'm still hurting from the ball is like tennis. So we have to do these things just as women, mothers, because we're showing an example, we're leaving a legacy, and the kids are watching us. Whatever we're doing, they're watching. And just making sure that they copy these things. So I had a lot of questions, but I'm trying to keep it below an hour so I don't want us to go over an hour. But um let each of you will share your contacts, because I definitely want us to share contacts so people can reach out. Lesley, you send me how you want your people to reach out to you. Sheila, Emmeline, all of that, I'll put it in the description of this video. That way, if people go back and watch, they can reach out to you. And because that's what this is about.
Yes.
So one thing, just talk about one thing that you want people to leave from this show, whether it's concerning what you do or just in general, like two things, one about your business and one thing for our community in general, just a general thing coming from a mother, a working mother, what you want somebody who's out there really not comfortable with in themselves, that you want to inspire them. So let's go from that. Two things. If you have more than two, that's fine too, just to so that people leave, because I like summarizing these shows. That way at the end of it, we don't just it's not just another wasted conversation that people just listen to and give us a thumbs up and don't act on it. I like action, action plan at the end of it. So just two things or two or more things that you want to leave people with. I'll start with Lesley, then we'll go to Emmeline, and then Sheila.
All right. So I have a lot of people reaching out to me, like they want to start a business, but they are too scared to do it. Or they're in business and it's not working. They know what to do to make it better, but they are too afraid to do it. And the advice that I always give them, I say, I used to, or maybe probably I'm still a very timid person. My favorite place was being locked up in my room. When I'm in there, I'm comfortable. But at some point, you have to get out of your shell. Anything that you do gets to be uncomfortable just the first few minutes, the first few times. After that, it becomes second nature and you get better and better and better each time you do it. So if you have something that you're passionate about, it shouldn't just be that I see this person doing this well, I want to do it as well. Because trust me, the amount of time we put into this work, it may seem easy. You see this 10-second video and you admire it. It took me 3 hours to create that. So if you don't have the passion for it, try to look at yourself. Look at the things that you enjoy doing. Because once you find something that you're passionate about,
Mm-hmm.
you will put in that time. I will complain about staying extra 10 minutes at the pharmacy. But I wake up at 3 a.m. and start doing real estate work up till about 10 a.m. 9 a.m. when I'm getting ready to go to the pharmacy. So if you're passionate about it, you put in that time and you will not complain. I just want to tell them, do it. If you want to do something and you choose not to do it, that is 100% failure.
Yeah.
That if you give it a try, you have a 50% chance of succeeding. Plus, even if you don't succeed, you get to learn something from it, and that
Yes.
you can use in the future. So that is what I have to say.
Well, thank you so much. That's so
Thank
that's
you.
that's so
Thank
that's
you.
big.
Yeah,
That's huge because we talked about the competition thing,
yeah,
right? Where you're doing it for competition, but if you
yeah,
have the passion for it,
yeah.
you will never work a day in your life. It will never feel
It
like
won't feel
work.
like work. It doesn't
Yes, it
feel like
won't
work.
feel like work because
Yeah,
you're passionate about it. But if not, it will wear out. It's like the
yeah,
next shiny thing, and then you put it aside, like the kids with the toys. The next minute, they're over it and they set it aside, and then you keep moving from one thing to another. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you,
yeah,
thank
Thank
you,
you.
Emmeline.
Yeah, so for me, I would say that believe in yourself.
yeah,
And I always tell people that nothing changes if nothing changes. That's a quote pretty much by Thompson. So if there is something that you want to do, and like our sister Lesley just mentioned, that you should be passionate about it. You have that passion. You need to build that, positivity towards it, because there are a lot of naysayers out there.
yeah,
And if we listen, like me now, Sister Sagi is talking about turning 50. When I turned 40, it was like a U-turn in my life, because I don't give, like the Americans would say, I don't give a damn. I really don't listen to
yeah,
negativity.
yeah,
So any negative thought, I just throw it behind me and I get along with people who want to think the positive way. Because, like our sister said before she left, Olivia, she talked about, celebration. I go where I'm celebrated.
yes,
So if you
yeah,
are where there are a lot of naysayers and they don't celebrate you, move on. Go to the next circle. I am very, very mindful of my circle. So I pretty much like encourage women to start up something that they have that passion for, and they should believe that they can do it. If you don't start it, how do you know if you can do it or if you can't do it? Or, if you have a passion for something, you want to do it, you have the finances, go for it. And one thing with business is we don't think only about the money when we're starting.
Yes.
Think of the commission. What are you, in short, how is it going to help people out there before the monetary part of it? Because every business has a planting phase.
Yes.
And a lot of like Africans like us, we go in, we just
yeah,
want to start harvesting. It
yeah,
doesn't work like that.
You get
Yeah, I
rich,
tell
get
people,
get rich quick.
no, there's no get rich quick
They want.
scheme out here. Then it's scamming. If they
Yeah.
tell you it's a get rich quick scheme, then it's a scamming, business. It's
Yeah.
not real, because you must put in the work in order to be able to see the results. So believe in yourself and know that nothing changes if nothing
Nothing
changes. So
changes.
if you want to start a business, you have to start it. If you keep listening to negative thoughts, then you will not start.
Yeah, and then
yeah,
what is being poor? It's passing over opportunities
yes,
repeatedly.
yeah,
True.
POOR. We keep passing them over, like, with all kinds of
True.
excuses. The
Poor.
question is, what if I fail? What if you win? What if you succeed? You know, because that fear, and then we say faith over fear. We want to have that faith over fear that, if we truly have the faith, we can win as well.
yeah,
And if,
yeah,
if if you if you fail, if you have enough resources around you, there will be one person who can help you with that thing that you're afraid of failing in. They can support you, and the
Ah,
mentorship is
sorry.
important.
I have a book here which I'm reading, The Magic.
The
I'm sure
magic.
you've come across it. Yeah.
I need that one. Is
By
it on
by Rhonda
Amazon?
Byrne.
By
It's
who?
so Rhonda
Okay.
Byrne.
Okay. So share the
It's
link.
great
Share
on
the link so we
mindset.
can share. Yeah,
Mhm.
share the link so we can share it. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, Sheila. Two or more things.
Yes, the first one I'll talk about is collaboration, and this collaboration I'll throw it out as a challenge. So Olivia said something very powerful about comparison. I think that's a key. We are
Mhm.
not comparing with anyone. We're just collaborating with each other. So the work that we do at Sea Life is about changing the narrative and changing our country, Cameroon, and for that to also change Africa by training leaders. And we are doing, by the grace of God, we've been doing this work for about 8 years now, putting a lot of work. As Lesley mentioned, when you feel called and you're passionate about something, you wake up at 3 a.m. If I tell people we've been having staff meetings 4 a.m.
Mhm.
every week for 8 years, that is
Mhm.
the kind of behind the scene work that we do.
She had me
And
do a board meeting at 5 a.m. one day.
yeah,
Wow.
I'm part of the
Sage
board.
is on our board. So he's
Yeah.
on our board. Yes. So the narrative that we hear amongst us Cameroonians is Cameroon can never change. Cameroon has a lot of problems, yes. And a lot of us are here in the diaspora because of these problems. But that is not true that Cameroon can never change. Every community, every country that's had problems has changed because leaders have risen up and other people have come alongside them to support. So I'm not called to be a real estate agent like Lesley. So if I need that service or I have someone like Lesley that is doing it well, I'll reach out to Lesley to do it. I want to put myself out there to say that if you've ever thought that Cameroon cannot change, support the work we're doing by donating to Sea Life because we are changing Cameroon one servant leader at a time. This is not me bragging. This is the reality of what is happening on the ground. And if you are not in the midst of the movement and the change, then you might think that nothing is happening. When you see these different African countries like Burkina Faso, and the Captain Ibrahim Traore and the work now that he has risen up and he's doing things that for the last 8 years we've been training young people in Cameroon to do. He's speaking the same language and he's living out the things that we have been training young people to do. It is such an inspiration. If you look at a country like Rwanda and where they were and where they are now, Cameroon is not any different. We're the same people under the same God.
Yeah.
And so my challenge to every Cameroonian who is listening to this, including you ladies on this call, that you can spend $25 a month, $50 a month, $150 a month, and give to an organization like mine that is doing the groundwork. That is my legacy. That is what I'll do.
Yeah.
Whether you do it or not, I will still do it with all the sacrifice.
Mhm.
But we'll do it more. I will do it better with support. So I want us to say, like, you might not be called to change Cameroon, but if you know someone that is doing the work, support them.
Yeah.
Give your little and see for yourself the work that is being done. So, like example, I'm taking a team where I'm leading our very first mission trip to Cameroon and Rwanda, September 10th. So if you go to my Facebook, you'll see it is all on my header, and you'll be able to see how to support or join us. We have room for at least 3 more people on the team. Why are we going to Cameroon and then going to Rwanda? So in Cameroon is the work that we have been doing. I want to show people the work that has been done. I want them to hear stories of young professionals that have quit their job in Cameroon because of integrity issues, because they have asked them to do things that are not that doesn't that is has lack of integrity, that have quit their jobs. I want them to hear of young people who have started organizations taking care of underserved people like the street kids and children with disabilities. I want them to hear stories of young people who have organized, created accounting firms, and their accountants are praying and fasting so that they can do their work with integrity. These things are happening in our country.
Wow. Wow.
So I want to take people to see. You might not see it visibly in the streets that are dirty and disorganized, but you hear their stories. And then I want to take them to Rwanda so that they see how this country like Rwanda, that was a country that was had a genocide, was able to be the country now that they see with their eyes. You know, as Lesley said, the work that is being done in the background, you never really know until eventually it shows in the foreground. But what I'm asking and I'm begging, I'm really begging, because I went to Cameroon last year and I saw the state of our country. And we in the diaspora cannot continue to live like that country doesn't exist, or we have given up, right? Or there's no hope. I'm begging us to take some of the money that we make and give and donate it to organizations like mine. There are others that are working, so it's not only mine. Give it and know that you are playing your part.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of my big talks today. And my second one is in collaboration of that. You know, our faith, we came to this country, many of us came with an understanding of our faith. And I want to just encourage us in that we should not leave our faith behind, not just culturally, but we should include our faith in how we do our work, because it's in bringing our faith to work that transformation happens, whether we are here or whether we decide to go anywhere else. And in doing that also, it helps our business grow, because we're putting in all the Christian values that help every business grow. And so that will be my encouragement, my two things I'll leave with the community.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Sheila can talk all day about sea life. It comes through her ears.
It does.
We had a whole show on sea life. So yeah, she's very passionate about it. But thank you, ladies, so much. I mean, this was really rich. I know we didn't go in depth into every single, into every single thing, but I wanted people to at least hear a variety of perspectives from you guys, you know, and we can do another show again. We can do with different topics. We will always have things to talk about, but I really appreciate every single one of you. You could have been celebrating Mother's Day and you accepted to be here today. I promise I'll keep my end of the bargain to, advertise for you guys, put it in the description, just text me whatever you want me to put on there, how people can reach you, and I'll put it in the description so that when people watch the video, they can reach out to you and they watch the show, so they'll see what each person does and how they can participate. But when she's talking about the charity thing, all the things we're doing here, because I'm the health, I've come up with my own little tag name for myself, the health and wealth queen, right? So I'm bringing my two worlds together, and my whole thing with the wealth side of it is it's not about me just making money for myself. The extra for me is so that I can do things like this. I can help Sea Life. I can support a venture. If Lesley has a cause that she believes in and she advertises that cause, I should have that extra funds available to support that cause. If Emmeline has something extra, I can reach out, because that's my passion. Non-profit is my heart. But I can't do it on a salary.
Yeah.
I can't do it on a 9 to 5. Or a 7 to 7. I can't. And that's why these ladies, they're doing different things. They're doing a lot in the community. We cannot depend on one source of income. So that's my one thing that I want to put out there, that we shouldn't feel like we should be put into a box and just go clock in and clock out somewhere. No, we don't have to. We can do this and still do things on the side to make that extra. Not that we're being greedy. We're not money hungry. We just want extra streams of income. We want that four-legged stool. We don't want it to be one-legged, because if that leg breaks, you fall to the ground. But if you have extra, it supports you. So that's really the message that I would like people to go with today. And thank you, ladies, so much again, and happy Mother's Day again.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome,
Thank you
Mother.
so
Same
much.
to you.
It
Same
was
to you.
great.
Yes, we'll do this again. I'll get you guys together again.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All
Absolutely.
right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Leslie,
Yeah.
Amelia.
Bye, Sheila.
Bye.
Okay, Sister Sheila.